Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be the Book Troop live show for the month of June, where we read The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth. Wow, look at that. So cute. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is the Book Troop pick for the month of June. I am being joined by my friends Erin and Savannah, who are so kind to take time out of their Sundays to join me today. If for some reason you're not familiar with either of their channels, I will have them linked down below so you can go and check them out. And would you guys maybe want to like just quick introduce yourself and kind of like talk about your channel and the kind of books that you read and that kind of thing?
Yeah. Okay. Hi, my name is Erin. My channel name is Erin Megan. I read primarily horror, also thrillers, some romance, and manga. And I just do the typical things like wrap-ups, book hauls, vlogs, recommendations, that kind of thing.
Hi, I'm Savannah, or Sav, and I love thrillers and horror books. I really don't read anything else. I'm trying to branch out a little bit, but if we're being honest here, usually I just stick in my comfort zone. But I do like the typical booktube stuff. I have a book club called the Lights Out Book Club. It's like a thriller book club. Actually, Gabby was just a co-host with Liv. So that was really fun. We've read a book that we all hated, but it was still a really fun time. Am I forgetting anything?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's good. Yeah, Savannah also has a book club that's like thrillery and horror stuff. So, you know, if this is your jam, then you know you might want to go and check out Savannah's book club too. But thank you so much to everybody who's already joining us in the chat. I see so many friends. Hello, how's it going? So glad I set an alarm for this. Love.
Yes, thank you for making this early. It's because of me. I'm moving. So I'm so sorry, everyone, that this is earlier.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, Savannah's got a lot going on, so I appreciate you for showing up today.
No, I'm excited.
Okay, sweet. Well, now that we're all introduced, we are going to be talking about The Soulmate. The beginning of this will be spoiler free for anybody who, you know, has not yet read the book or is still deciding if they should. And then I would love to know, though, if you are here, if you have read the book, maybe you can do the little, like, there's like a little wave emoji, right? That's like a little, like a little crashing wave emoji. So maybe you could do the little crashing wave emoji if you have read the book, and then maybe you could just do like a blue heart or something if you haven't read the book, just so I can get a visual. And then while they're doing that, Erin, if you wouldn't mind, would you want to give like a little spoiler-free synopsis just to anybody who doesn't even know what the book's about?
Yes, I can definitely do that. So in this book, we are following this married couple, Pippa and Gabe. I already want to call him Greg. I don't know why. Every time I see his name, I want to call him Greg, and I'm really sorry if I accidentally call him Greg. So Pippa and Gabe, they just move into this little cottage house. It's all perfect and cute, and they love it. However, they live on this cliff as well, and the cliff is known for it's a suicide spot. And Gabe gets pretty good at like talking people down from the ledge, and he's just kind of like a little hero in the town and the area. Except on one day, this woman is in their yard, and he goes out there to try to stop her from jumping, but she ends up going over the cliff anyways. And then Pippa finds out that Gabe actually knew the woman, and she starts looking into what actually happened.
Very good. Yes.
Thank you.
Very nice. Love. Wow, there are so many waves in this chat. I am so impressed by everyone's commitment to follow through with these book troop reads. Like, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for reading along with us this month. Okay, sweet. Well, now that we know what the book is about, I would love to know everyone's ratings. So we'll be starting with our ratings first. If you guys want to put in the chat what you gave this book out of 5 stars, I would love to know. I kind of have an idea now about how we all felt about this book, but I'm still curious to hear if you guys want to give like your rating and then just a little brief kind of non-spoilery, just kind of why that was your general feelings about it. I would love to know. And maybe Erin, if you want to kick us off with the ratings a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. I didn't really like it. Mainly because I didn't like the tropes used, and I felt like it was more of a family drama than it was an actual thriller. Like I didn't find anything thrilling about it. I didn't really care for the twists. I thought they were pretty I mean, lame, I guess. Is that mean?
Yeah.
I just thought they were lame. And yeah, I just was expecting a little bit more. It felt kind of average. So.
Okay. No, that's fine. Sam, how did you feel about it?
Okay, I actually liked it, but it was one of those things that was like, so I gave it 4 stars, but I wasn't thrilled or anything while I was reading it. I just enjoyed the writing style. Like I was entertained, if that makes sense. So it was like a nice thing to have on while I was packing. It was like, it's like those TV shows that you don't have to like look at it the whole time, but you like having on in the background. Like I was paying attention, but I didn't have to think very much about it. And I thought it was very fast paced. Like I listened to it on audiobook and it was so fast. And I was surprised because it's like the normal length, I feel like, of a thriller, but I read it super fast. Yeah, it's like 320 pages. So yeah, I liked it. I totally get what you're saying about the tropes though. Like it was very tropey and some of them were a little bit cringy, like the tropes. But for me, I guess like the writing style just worked. So that kind of, I think a lot of times for me, if I enjoy a book, it's like the writing style, not always the plot. So yeah.
Do you both usually enjoy like domestic kind of thrillers like this? No.
No, but I don't know because like I've read some recently that I like. So also it's funny. I should have assumed Erin and I would have had opposite. I don't know why I didn't think about that. We always have opposite with thrillers. I think Gabby's like in between. I never know like which way she'll go.
Yeah, so I ended up giving this book around 2 stars as well. Unfortunately, like I didn't mind this book for the first like 50% or so. I was like, I mean, I'm having fun. It's not like a favorite thing ever, but it's probably like a 3 star. And then that ending, I was just like, I got really frustrated at the end. There was one thing in particular that especially irritated me that I know we'll talk about once we get to spoilers. But I don't know, I thought the ending was a little bit like lackluster, and there was a point in the plot where I just really quickly started to lose interest once I kind of started to piece together what was happening. But I don't know, I feel like this is a book that had a lot more potential, but it just ended up kind of falling flat for me by the end of it. So yeah, it's kind of sad. I did want to ask though, have either of you read any other books by this author? And if so, like how did you feel about those, or how did they compare? You haven't?
So I haven't, but I will say I heard that her other books are less like thrillery. So I had like expectations going into this one that it wouldn't be super like, you know, so I feel like my expectations were like set. So I knew that it probably wouldn't feel that much like a thriller. So
yeah, that is interesting. I know I've read 2 other books from this author. I was trying to pull up on Goodreads to remember which ones they were, but I read the one that's like, oh fuck, what is it called? I just looked it up.
Is that the right thing? Like is it the mother-in-law or like the good sister?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it's called. I read the Good Sister and I liked the Good Sister. I gave it 4 stars. But then I read the Mother-in-Law and that one was another 2 star for me. I didn't really like that one. So I don't know. I feel like this author's mostly been making me, but
was the Good Sister like more of a drama too?
It was similar to this kind of. Yeah, it's like I feel like her books are very kind of like low stakes thrillers, if that makes sense. Like they're very like family drama vibes, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, if that's like your jam, if you like love thrillers that are mainly like family drama vibes and like low action, I guess, then this could be your author, you know?
I'm surprised that I liked it because usually I feel like that description, I would be like, no, absolutely.
I know. Yeah, I know. For me, it's very premise. Yeah, The Good Sister was interesting. I feel like The Good Sister is probably her most like well-known book at this point, or at least that's the one that I see people talk about the most. And that one definitely had a lot stronger of, I don't know, like that one just held my interest a lot more, and like the characters I enjoyed a lot more. But yeah, that's interesting. And I would actually so agree with that, Justin, that the only family kind of domestic thrillers that work for me is Lisa Jewell, because I'm actually a huge Lisa Jewell fan.
Same.
Yeah, but like her books typically sound like something I wouldn't enjoy, but then I just really like Lisa Jewell. So
yeah.
I need to read Lisa Jewell, and now I don't know how I haven't, to be honest.
Same, actually.
I know, I own multiple, and I love thrillers, so I don't know.
I love Lisa Jewell. I'll read anything she writes, even if they're a little predictable. I love them too much.
Same. I know, there's something about her writing. It's just so good. And then speaking of the writing, I wanted to ask, like, with this book, how did you feel about like the writing style in general, or like the pacing or the atmosphere? Like, was there anything about the writing in particular that really worked or didn't work for you in this book?
I thought it was very fast paced because there was a lot of really short chapters. And also, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but the author does something kind of like unique in this that I haven't read before.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
like the perspective.
For the
Oh,
there's
okay.
a kind of cool perspective that I thought would like annoy me, but I actually liked it. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't like that. But I've
Yeah.
read
I could see a lot of people like not liking it, but
I've read it in a book another book that I actually liked, but I
Mhm.
didn't like it in this because it felt pointless. Like I didn't feel like
Yeah.
it added anything
mhm.
to it. But I know what you're talking about. But I don't know. I didn't dislike the writing. I didn't love the writing. I felt like it was fine. I thought it was medium paced in the beginning, and then it got really slower, like for me, because I was like, I don't care what's happening to you people right now.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say I thought that I did like the beginning better. Like
Yeah.
once it started being revealed, I was less into it.
Mhm. I know, that's so interesting. Is that a spoiler about the point of view? Because I
No.
definitely like mentioned that in my vlog. I was like, then you get this point of view.
I mean, no, I
I
don't think so, because you already
think
know that person, you
Yeah.
know, it's in the plot synopsis. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's not. I feel like
Like,
it's
okay,
not.
basically what we're talking about, because it's in the first 30 pages, so I feel like
Yeah.
that's not too much of a spoiler, but what we're talking about is that you get Amanda's after point of view,
Yeah.
which is a choice because well, because right in the beginning, you know, Amanda's the one that gets, you know, pushed off the, or, you know, not pushed, but like it's the thing of like, did she fall? Did she get pushed? And she's the
Yeah.
one who falls off the cliff essentially and dies right at the beginning. So like we get her perspective in the afterlife, maybe question mark.
Question mark.
Dude, her point of view confused the heck out of me because I was like, is she dead? Is she not dead? Is she trying to trick me? What's going on here?
That's what I thought. I was waiting for like a surprise, like, oh, nope, never mind.
I know, like, I don't know if I've ever read like a ghost perspective or something before, but I was not sure how I felt about that. I was like,
I've seen it in it was in Before You Knew My Name by Jacqueline Bublitz. It's like a mystery. It's like a literary mystery is what I would consider it. It kind of reminded me of Long Bright River. I just read that and they had the same kind of like feeling. It has a lot to do with like true crime and like women in true crime and stuff like that, but you get a perspective of someone that's already died, and that's like half of the book, which I liked. Yeah, I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars. It's one of my favorites of this year so far.
Wow, that's cool. I feel like I would really like that if there was more of a like reason for it, I guess. You know? I felt like in this book it was just kind of like, okay.
Oh, I saw a comment. The Lovely Bones has that POV. I remember hearing about that.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true.
I haven't read it, but I know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little odd for this one.
Or is this The Sixth Sense?
The Sixth Sense is so good though. That movie is like
so it is. Yeah.
Yeah, The Lovely Bones. That's so interesting. I didn't even think about that one.
I forgot that one too.
I wanted to ask too, you know, because in this book we not only get you know, Pippa's point of view in the present day, and then we get Pippa's point of view in the past when she's like meeting her husband, and then we get Amanda's point of view in the past when she's meeting her husband Max, and then we also get Amanda's point of view in the afterlife question mark after she's gone. And so how did you feel about like getting all four of those point of views, and was it ever like confusing for you? Because I don't know about you guys, but I was getting them all mixed up because for me, like the two women's voices, especially in the past chapters, I thought they sounded so similar, and I was like, wait, like I had to keep checking, like, who am I reading from right now?
I got them mixed up, especially in the beginning. I had to like, and a few times because I was mostly listening, I had to like look at the book and be like, who is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did sound very similar when reading them. They almost felt like this same character at times, and it was like, wait, are you Pippa or are you Amanda? I don't know who you are. Yeah, it was weird.
Well, and like some of the writing style was like confusing to me at times because I feel like there would be things that got like revealed to us in the present day chapters and then it would be like a few chapters later we get what happened or something in a past chapter, but I'd be like, wait, didn't we already know this? Like, I would be like so confused by like, I was like, okay, well, like, I don't need to know like all the details of the situation. Like, you already told me, you know, like, I don't know. I thought some of the writing was it felt a little disjointed or something at times for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were a few point of views, and I don't know if we needed all of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's the thing. The point of view is linear with the flashbacks. Would have been a little easier for me because I'm like, it felt like it was like a few chapters later. Then it would go back, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I feel like that's what made it feel more like a family drama. Like us getting all of the like so much POV, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Let me see. Oh, and I wanted to ask, did you have any favorite or least favorite characters? Like, were there any characters that especially intrigued you or especially like pissed you off and made you like not enjoy the story as much, if you had any?
I didn't like any of them except for their daughters. I thought they were cute, I guess. But honestly, Gabe irritated me a lot. I almost called him Greg. Greg, Gabe, I don't know what his name is. Yeah, he drove me insane. But also I just didn't like the tropes with him either. I thought they were ridiculous. So
yeah.
It's funny that you are like remembering Gabe's name wrong because I kept remembering Pippa as Peppa. Like Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig.
You Peppa Pig. Yeah. I thought Gabe was so annoying. I was like, ew, immediately.
Ew,
like
get
just
out,
immediate ick.
Immediate.
And then I guess I was like okay with I almost called her Peppa again. Pippa. Like I kind of liked Pippa. I was like, all right, like very flawed character. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? But I love the little girls too. They were so cute. Like
Yeah,
there'd be stuff happening and they're just like, hey, like totally oblivious.
No, I don't know if like Gabe or Pippa annoyed me more just because like Pippa just drove me nuts because she's just so naive and trusting of Gabe. Like anything that comes out of Gabe's mouth, she's like, that is fact. Like, that is the truth. And I'm like, why are you so trusting of this man who is so clearly being shady? Because, you know, like right at the start of this book, she mentioned, this is like not a spoiler, but right at the start of this book, she's kind of like, oh, that's weird. It seems like he's telling the police a different story from like, what I saw. And then she's like, oh, well, that's weird. Like his hands look like they could have been like outstretched, like she's and she's just like, well, if he says, then like, you know.
she really went all out for Greg Gabe. She really did. She was rooting for her hubby. She was really trying.
I know.
I don't know why. Like when we talk about like the action parts of this, it's very like cartoonish. I know, like I really liked the book actually, like overall. But like I can just imagine like a cartoon or like a video game character just being like boop and like off the cliff and like the sound effect, like you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. I just hate when characters are so naive when it's more just like a plot convenience and it's like not that realistic to me, you know? Because I'm like, wouldn't you be a little more like, even if you freaking loved your husband, if he's being a little shady, he's being shady. You know, like you're gonna suspect things, but I just felt like she wasn't doing it.
I think the only way I like kind of didn't understand, but I think she was just in like heavy denial, like what Mackenzie said. That's the only reason I had like some empathy.
That's true.
I was like, this woman has 2 children that she's probably just trying to protect, wants them to keep their dad. Yeah,
I know that is true. Like, it was the past point of view only included so that we would find Gabe like more endearing.
I didn't ever find him endearing. I was like,
it did not work. It made me hate him more. Honestly, I was like, this guy sucks. You should get out like now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we should just jump into some spoilers because we've been, you know, chatting for about 20 minutes and there are some spoilery things that I think we need to discuss with this book. So if you have not yet read it or if you don't want to be spoiled, we will be jumping into spoilers from this point forward. So thank you so much for joining us for this first little part of the live show. And yeah, so spoilers. So I guess my first question is, throughout the book, like, did you have any predictions on where the story could have been going? And did you end up being right about any of them? Or, like, thoughts in general there?
I knew Gabe was horrible the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I never was like, oh, maybe it like
It's
wasn't
not him.
Yeah, no, I was like, Gabe is the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like I thought the book was gonna go in a direction that it didn't because of Amanda's like ghost perspective or whatever. I really thought there was gonna be some kind of reveal that like she's not dead or like
Same.
she's been hiding at the bottom of the cliffs, like living under rocks or like that. I was like,
just a tent down there.
Yeah, because like I was convinced. I was like, we're only getting an after point of view because she's trying to throw us off. Like she's still alive.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was so confused.
I predicted the whole like Max and Gabe being, because aren't they related?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I predicted that early on. Like, I feel like they almost even told us. Like the way they said it was so obvious that I was like, they're related.
What? When?
I don't know. It was like something happened where it was like very obvious. I was like, all right.
Oh, okay. Well then I didn't get that. But to be honest, I just felt like every twist that I was thinking was like hardcore, like in a different direction. Like I was like Greg Gabe is a serial killer. I don't know. Like he just kills people for fun. I'm not sure. Like what is this? And then
honestly,
I mean
I kind of wish that. Yeah. I kind of wish he was like a serial killer.
Yeah, me too actually. It would have been more fun, to be honest.
Yeah. I know Kenzie did mention something that I wanted to talk about. Like the thing that pissed me off the most about this book was the way it was like once Gabe's situation was like really coming to a head and the twists were starting to get revealed, it was like trying to be like plot twist, Gabe's bipolar, and I was just like,
yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, I was like, what is the reason for that? Like I hated how that whole thing was even brought up or like addressed. It just felt very like, ugh.
I don't like when mental illness is used in,
I know.
Like,
I just feel like there's a better way to do it. Like if you're going to include mental health into your stories, I feel like you're like making them evil because of their mental illness, and it's like people can just be evil. They don't need to be like, oh, he's bipolar, that makes sense, he's crazy.
Well, exactly, that's what I mean. It's like she's trying to justify his like crazy behaviors by being like, oh well, he's bipolar, so you know, like it just felt very like, it's like why even bring it up at all, because it didn't really even have a big part in the end of the story anyway, so I'm like, why even bring it up? And then it also felt icky to me too when like it was in like the epilogue chapter or something where she's like, me and Greg split up not because he's bipolar but because he's a douchebag, and I'm like, what? Like, the way she said it, I was like, huh? Like
yeah, I didn't like that.
No, it was badly done. It was just not good.
Yeah, it was just, I wasn't a huge fan of that aspect of the book. Like, that was what ended up really pissing me off about the ending, because I was just like, why even, like, bring it up at all then, if, you know...
Yeah, I agree.
It didn't make any sense either. Like, people do those kind of things regardless. Like,
yeah, you can just do those things that you don't have to be bipolar.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I also, like, so... the plot twist, I didn't see it coming that they were going to end up being related, like Max and Gabe were related. I did not see that coming at all, but I was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't love the twist. I was like, oh, okay, like, and I was kind of confused on, like, what is the age difference here between Max and Gabe? Because for some reason, I thought they were, like, the same age the whole book.
So did I.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, like, Max is, like, at least 20 years older.
Wait, really? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I was so confused because as soon as he was like, yeah, me and Max work together and our wives, like, and I was thinking they're all like around the same age.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I was just very confused. So I feel like maybe like this wouldn't work as a film adaptation because it'd be very much more obvious that like he's a lot older than him, and then that would be more like realistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think something too that really like upset me about the ending of this book was the fact that Max like spends this whole book talking about suicide prevention and being like very, very passionate about it. And I don't know if maybe that was all just a joke or something, but then literally at the end of the book, they like tell him, they're like, yeah, she's dead. She actually like, you know, killed herself, whatever. And he just immediately leaps off the side of the cliff and kills himself.
Yeah.
Also, the like reunion thing at the end between him and his wife.
Oh, I know. It was like an after chapter.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
What's kind of cringe?
I was just so frustrated. I was like, you cannot spend the entire book having this character be so against suicide and so passionate about it. And then
Right.
just like, as soon as he loses a loved one, he just throws himself off the cliff or something. I'm like, dude, what is that? What are you trying to say right now about like, like,
Suicide? Yeah,
like,
literally.
so all of that goes out the window as soon as you lose a loved one. Like, what are you talking about?
He's done. It's over. All the things he said, it doesn't matter
I
anymore. Like,
know.
it's just done with. Like, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, like that especially, that was like another main thing that bothered me about the ending. I was like, what? Like, that did not make any sense to me.
Greg should have just pushed him off or something. Like, he should have just done another, like,
I
he should have
know.
just,
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
same, actually.
I was like, why is he not committing more murders?
Where's the murder?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I thought Gabe was his brother who killed himself. Wouldn't that have been a cool plot twist? Like, he's like, I'm not dead. It's me. It's me.
That would have been actually good, yeah.
I know, because that would have been actually more interesting. Question mark. Yeah, what frustrated me too is the miscommunication between all the characters. Why would you tell your husband you slept with someone when you didn't? I know that whole thing was a little confusing too, because
I didn't think about that. What?
Yeah, because Pippa, right? She had told Gabe. I'm gonna say Greg.
Greg, Gabe. I don't know.
She told Gabe that she had like slept with Max, right?
Did she say I slept with him, or did they just say like I told him what happened or something?
I know.
It said like I told him what happened or something like that, but he believed that they had sex and she never corrected him on purpose.
So maybe she just implied it, but she like
Peppa
wanted him
Pig
to
here. What's she doing?
Yeah, Peppa Pig. I don't know where she was going with this.
Yeah, I think she just wanted him to be like jealous or like, you know.
Oh, you know what? Maybe she wanted him to like feel hurt or whatever, like he made her feel. Still, that's like weird. Like, why would you do that? Wouldn't you want to be like, no, I'm the better person?
Yeah, but that was the thing though, is that they didn't actually sleep together, right? Like it was like she kissed him and then he was like, no, I'm married, and like shoved her off. And then the whole thing was that she was going, or what's her name, the Amanda was going to the house to like confront her, essentially to ask like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
And then she got caught up in Gabe's stuff. I don't know. Very interesting. I feel like the moment I started to like really lose interest was when they started going on the whole like, oh, he made like a shady investment or something. And because like as soon as it started to talk about, it's like Max made an investment with AS Holdings, and then there was like men, like dangerous men being involved, and I was like, oh my god, like I just started to feel my eyes like glaze over.
I was like confused by that. That kind of thing kind of went over my head. I was like, I don't know. I don't read things with that sort of.
Me too. Like I don't like thrillers where there's like he made a bad investment and got involved with some dangerous people. I'm like, oh my god, I don't care.
Like white collar crime, just like shady investments. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. As soon as it started to hit that point, I was like, oh no. I was like, this is not going in the direction I wanted it to.
Yeah,
but because even that turned out into being like, because then Gabe is like, I'm taking all my clients and I'm leaving this company or whatever, and I was like, oh no, like here we go. But yeah, I guess it was just frustrating to me how like our main protagonist Pippa, I just thought she was so naive, because there was even parts where like Gabe would be like, yeah, she came here to talk to you, like that's all she was here for. And like she would just be like, oh my god, like blaming herself the whole book. Like that was so frustrating to me when she's like talking to her family or friends or whatever, and she's like holding this burden, like she's like thinking, oh my god, like if only they knew it was my fault. And I'm like, really? Like I don't know. I was just like, you really think it was all your fault?
Every single part was just her fault because of this. I was like, Pippa, get a grip.
And the way that Gabe, like, I was like not cool with the fact that he made her think it was her fault the whole time. Like that was just so slimy of him.
Yeah, because he's horrible. I hate him. He's the worst.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, also that is such a good point. Like what was the reason for him hiding that he was his uncle, you know?
I don't know.
Was it because I'm trying to remember, wasn't
It's because
Gabe
of the family
bad.
treated the mom. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like wasn't there like a DNA test or something that happened in the past where he figured out it was really fuzzy.
He didn't want to Gabe Greg boy didn't want to meet the uncle because his family had mistreated his mom when she got pregnant, like they like kicked her out or whatever, and so he didn't want to meet him. And then when he got a DNA test, he was like, oh, he wants a DNA test before he wants to meet me. And I was like, that was the whole thing.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
So he knew he would be pissed.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And didn't want to talk to him or something. I don't know. It was dramatic for like no reason. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I know because Max kept emphasizing how he wanted a relationship with Gabe because of what happened to his brother. But I'm like, then why hide it the whole time? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they could have spent some quality time there if he had known who he was. But yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the questions I wanted to ask was, will you be reading more from this author in the future? Because I don't know if you guys saw, she did already announce her 2024 release. It's coming out in April next year. It's called Darling Girls. And this one, okay, the premise says it's about 3 girls rescued from family tragedies and given a second chance at life from a foster mom. So it sounds like it sounds like they're all final girls or something. And then it's like a foster mom giving 3 girls a new chance. I don't know. It sounds a little interesting.
That does sound interesting because you could find what happened in their past and like. I think I'll definitely be reading more. I just feel like I have to be in the mood of like I need something on. It's not that serious. Like,
yeah,
like
if you knew the stakes were lower, or like if you went in with certain expectations.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe I would be very selective about which one, and I would not buy it myself.
Yeah. You use that Libby library hold.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Yeah. I know. I think for me, it depends on, like, I want to see what early reviews say. If a lot of people tend to be really liking it, then maybe I'll check it out. But I agree. I don't think I would, like, pay for it myself. I would definitely use that Libby library hold on there. But was there a book called Darling Girl that came out? I feel like it's like a popular title.
That sounds really familiar. I was like, wait, I feel like I've heard this title before.
I don't know.
Weird. Okay, sweet. And then one of the like main questions I like to ask towards the end of this live show is, do you have any like books, movies, or TV shows that you could compare this to? Like, for say, if somebody didn't really like this one, or if they're looking for something kind of similar, what would you recommend instead, if anything? If you have anything, maybe.
This was really hard for me because I don't really watch like family dramas with like a little mystery thrown in there. So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know for this. I was like, I'm lame, but I don't know.
I know.
I feel like for some reason, which I did like the show, I haven't read the book, so I don't know if they actually seem similar to anyone else, but I was getting like kind of similar vibes of like Big Little Lies, but I preferred that. Obviously, like I liked it a lot more. I haven't read
that next to me. I was gonna say,
yay! Okay, I thought I was like going crazy. I had no idea, but that's probably it.
Her writing style does give me like Leanne Moriarty vibes a little bit. I could totally make that connection, and I would agree that I think Big Little Lies is like a lot more interesting, and I think has a better like plot twist and better characters overall for me. But that's so crazy that you said that, because I was literally about to say Big Little Lies. And then as far as Lisa Jewell, I was gonna recommend I Found You by Lisa Jewell. Because this one, it's been like, oh my god, it's been like so long since I've read this one, so my memory is like a little fuzzy. But this one's about a woman who finds a man sitting on their beach. Like, they live on the beach, kind of very similarly to the couple here. And when she's on the beach, she sees this man, and he says he has no memory of like who he is or why he's there or like what's going on. So that's kind of like the main premise of this one, which is why I thought it's like a little similar-ish. And like we said, Lisa Jewell's writing reminds me a lot of Sally Hepworth's writing, but like I much prefer Lisa Jewell's writing personally. So yeah, I would think.
Yeah, I feel like I need to read Lisa Jewell now.
Yes.
I think you would like Lisa Jewell, yeah. Like most of her stuff, I mean, like Erin said, it's like her writing's not the most like shocking or like unpredictable, but like it's just really good writing with like characters that you get kind of invested in, and I don't know, I just thought it was a good time. So yeah, Big Little Lies, family drama and murder. Yeah, pretty much anything with family drama and murder vibes would be, you know, yeah. That's the other author I was thinking of is Mary Kubica. That would be like Local Woman Missing.
Yes.
Oh my God, still need to read that one too.
It's good.
That one's a good one. Yeah, I love that one. Anxious People with No Scariness. That's interesting. I'd have to think about that.
I know, I read it and I'm like, it's been so long since I read it.
Oh, B.A. Paris would be an interesting one too to compare, I think.
I don't think I read anything by them.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that Behind Closed Doors?
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I felt like the stakes were pretty high in that one, but I heard that that's like her best one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Average. Yeah.
Thanks.
I Let You Go by Claire Bank. That's actually a good one too, because that one also has the beachy kind of like coastal vibes too. But that one has a really good plot twist in I Let You Go. I think that one has a better plot twist than this one.
Yeah, I own it.
Oh man. Okay, well sweet. Was there anything else specifically that you guys wanted to talk about with this book that I haven't covered yet?
The child thing, the fact that the one was actually not theirs, and she was like from Greg Gabe going out and stepping out on his woman.
Yeah, that's right. That was like a random kind of like thing that I felt like was just kind of thrown in, and like by the end of it I was like, what for what? Like I don't think it made any difference if it was their child or not their child.
No, I don't know. I think it was just to show like his infidelity, I guess.
I know.
That, like he's previously lied and done bad stuff, I guess.
Yeah. I know, it's weird how like the past point of view of Pippa, it's like, wasn't it supposed to really show how Gabe was so endearing, but then it also was like showing all of his red flags throughout the years that should have been like a huge like whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of felt like it was just thrown in for the sake of having a red flag. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, gladly ignored.
Yeah.
Oh, that was random.
Oh, Pippa.
I thought the kids were so funny though when that detective was like talking to the kid and she's like, she fell or whatever. Just like totally like threw the dad under the bus. Like that was so funny.
I love the kids.
Yeah, like they were great. And when that like when the dude like Baz or whatever his name was, the guy that he hired to like be a hitman, went out to the kids and was like, he left him a little note that was like, last chance to play nice or whatever. I was like, this is giving Cabin at the End of the World with like this man and these kids.
No, that's true.
Oh my gosh,
that is true.
It's like, don't trust.
Don't trust him. No, don't do it.
Oh my gosh, intense.
Yeah, I love how she hid the flash drive too.
I just saw that.
She's just like, I know my parents don't like this, and I'm just gonna cover it with some sand. I was like,
I know.
It's cute.
That was so funny. Well, and too, like another thing with Pippa being so naive was at the end when Gabe was like, "Don't worry, I'll handle it" or whatever, even though he didn't even have the flash drive, and he's like saying Max he would agree.
Yeah,
it takes her so long to realize, oh my god, he's planning on killing him. Like, duh, my dude. Like, what did you think was gonna go on there? Like, I don't know. It took a long time for her to catch up to like what was happening.
Take care of it, Pippa. Come on. What do you think he's gonna do?
Exactly. It's just a little odd. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting.
The kids did seem older.
Okay, and then just to wrap up this live show, I wanted to ask, do you have any like thriller or horror books that you've recently read and really enjoyed that you could recommend, maybe?
I just recently loved The Haunting of Maddie Clare. It's like by Simone St. James. It's like a ghost story with romance in it, and it's set in 1920s England, and they're like trying to talk to a ghost and like that's haunting this barn, and she was like a 19-year-old maid, and she doesn't like men, and this temp agency girl is like trying to help this ghost hunter dude, and
Wow.
And then there's like a romance plot. And I really liked
Is that
it.
new?
I know. Is it new?
No, it's not new. I think they re-released it with a new cover. I think it's an older Simone St. James, but it just got re-released like this year, last year, something like that. This year?
Oh.
I don't know.
They seem to be doing that with a lot of Simone St. James stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like that.
I recently read Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier, and I loved it. It's so
Yes.
freaking good. It's like my favorite book of the year.
I told
And
you.
it's funny because I think it is kind of a domestic thriller, which is
I know,
Yeah.
just a little bit. Yeah.
it's usually not really my thing, but it's about like this kid who's abducted, and then the wife is like trying to, you know, she hires like a private investigator because after a while, like they stop looking into abductions because they assume like, you know,
Yeah.
they can't help the kid anymore. And then she finds out her husband's cheating, which is usually a trope I don't like. But then
Same.
she kind of like gets in the life of the person he's cheating with. Like it's so good. I loved it. I was so shocked at how much I loved it. So
I knew you would. I told you should have read it.
I know. It's because
That's
I read Wonderland first by Jennifer Hillier, so I just wasn't excited about her writing, and then
Yeah, I read Little Secrets first. Yeah.
I know. I think that was my first Jennifer Hillier too. Is Little Secrets.
Yeah.
Have you read Jar of Hearts yet, Savannah?
That's my last. Yeah, I started like 10 minutes of it. I saved it for last. Everyone's like, why the heck did you save it for last? I wanted to save like possibly best for last, you know? So that's
You're gonna hate it. You're gonna give it 2 stars. You're gonna be like, worst book I read this year. Ew. And we're gonna be like, ah.
I know. I'm like worried. I'm like, if you go in with high expectations, I'm worried you'll hate it.
I feel like I'm going in with expectations that it might not be my favorite Jennifer Hillier because of how much I love Little Secrets.
Yeah.
And I also really like Things We Do in the Dark. Didn't give it 5 stars, but I liked it.
Same.
I know. I don't know if The Butcher or if Jar of Hearts is my favorite.
Oh, I love The Butcher.
I know The Butcher was so fun. The Butcher was another one of those that it's like it's not very like plot twisty because you basically know right off the bat like who did it, but it's so fun. Oh my god.
Yeah, the characters are so hateable in that one. Like,
yes,
it's
just very chaotic and like entertaining. So, yeah. Well, I'll be looking forward to your review of Jar of Hearts.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, that's about a wrap for this live show. Thank you all so much for joining and for reading along with us this month. In the month of July, we're going to be reading the new Riley Sager, which I'm so excited about.
I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it.
I know I just saw Savannah posted a vlog reading it very recently, and I was watching it last night, and I saw you settled on like a 3.5.
3.5 to 4.
Sav.
Everyone's loving it too.
I know. I'm scared. That's why I think I'm gonna hate it.
I know I'm scared.
Let me justify myself. Okay. I think it's because it just feels really familiar to like I almost said Lock Every Door. No. What am I trying to say? The Turn of the Key.
Oh, I haven't read
and
it.
like that vibe.
Okay.
So like if you like that, then I feel like you'll love it.
I love The Turn of the Key.
Like it has that vibe, like it feels kind of familiar. And I think that's not my favorite vibe. So I think I'm in the minority though.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm scared because it's like people either really seem to feel like they love it or they're like meh. So I'm like, I don't know. Scared.
Yikes.
I need to know immediately. I need to know like as soon as you guys finish it.
I just got it in my book of the month add-on. So because I was waiting, I was like, I'm not gonna buy the whole thing because I'm very hit or miss with Riley Sager, and I always have the opposite opinion of everyone else because I did not like Home Before Dark, which everyone loves. It was my least favorite.
Yeah, that's wild to me. That is wild.
What? Because it is it's literally The Haunting of Hill House mixed with freaking Amityville Horror.
Yeah, which is
it's so predictable.
So good.
I guess the twist, it was so easy. And I was like, Riley, no, I can't.
You know what? I'm predicting this. Erin, you're gonna freaking love this book.
I hope I do.
Gabby, you're gonna be really mad.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That is so. That's what I've been hearing too. Is that it's
what
more
if I'm wrong? I called it right here.
If I dislike another Riley Sager, I'm gonna be so upset.
I feel like you're not gonna like hate it, but you're gonna be like, oh, so many missed opportunities.
Oh no!
Dang.
But Erin's gonna love it. I feel like.
I don't know. But I just have mixed feelings on his stuff. Like The House Across the Lake, I liked a lot compared to everybody else. Everyone hated it, but I liked it. And so I'm like, oh, so I just like everything everyone else hates. Got it.
Is that your favorite? Is House Across
No,
the Lake?
no. Well, my favorite's also an unpopular opinion.
Final
Apparently,
Girls, right?
it's Final Girls. Yes, that's my favorite.
I liked it.
Yeah, Final Girls is good.
I'm not trying to go on a whole like Riley Sager tangent, but I liked everything up until The House Across the Lake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Survive the Night was my first like.
Yeah, I liked that one as well. So
I love that one.
So we'll just have completely different opinions, probably.
all of us are just gonna be spread out across the rating system.
Oh my god. Jeez. I'm scared. I'm excited.
I know. Same.
I'll go in with an open mind.
Same.
So.
Good.
Okay, sweet. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. This was so much fun. Thank you. And once again, if you have not checked out Erin and Savannah's channels, I will have them linked down below so you can go and check them out. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And thank you, Erin and Sav, for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much.
And yeah, we are going to head out. So have a good rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.